Okay, we should now be live. My microphone is being picked up. Right. Yep, streams on YouTube. All right, brilliant. Welcome to this week's episode of Techie Tuesdays. If you haven't seen already by the title, we're going to be deploying SentinelOne using worklets in the worklets catalog on Automox. We are an Automox partner. It's just such a straightforward management, like endpoint management solution, with the main point being that it has some of the best sort of update, like automatic rolling out of updates with policies and just have a look here. You've got remediations, policies, worklet catalogs. Think of worklets as almost as mini robots working for you to roll out software or updates or patching. So let's get straight into it then. If you are watching this pre-recorded and you have any questions, you can reach out to us at info@cybervigilance.uk. And if you want to reach out to me specifically, the link to my LinkedIn is in the description. And getting an Automox trial is free, but if you want to go through a proof of concept with us and help you out along the process, you can get in contact with us and we can assist you. Okay, so let's get straight into it then. So this is the Automox console. I'm currently on the demo zone as a global administrator. This is my SentinelOne NFR. It's just a test environment, and I've currently got SentinelOne installed on one machine, which is not what we're going to be focusing on today. We're focusing on the Windows 10 S1 demo. You can see this Automox agent is currently running. And you can see this is the device that I'll be focusing on. However, I will show you what it would look like if you were to try and install SentinelOne onto a device that already has SentinelOne. It's pretty straightforward. It handles it for you with the pre-made worklets in the worklet catalog. So let's get straight into it then. Management. So you're going to go to the top. You'll start your Automox journey at the dashboard. You wanted to have, obviously, the Automox agent installed on your device. If you want to see how to install Automox through SentinelOne, you can refer back to last week's Techie Tuesdays, where I installed Automox using SentinelOne. So yeah, let's go into devices. Obviously, Automox is installed. Let's go to Manage, Worklet Catalog, and type in SentinelOne. And then I'm going to choose the Windows specific worklet. Click that here. And you can straight away see the code that is going to be used, the PowerShell script for installing SentinelOne. There's an evaluation code and a remediation code. So depending on what the evaluation code returns, will effectively determine how the remediation code will behave. So let's create a policy. So think of policies as it's not the same as you would think from, let's say, for instance, SentinelOne. It's not like a security policy of how you let threats in or whatever, obviously not, because it's a management software. But policies within Automox are how updates are rolled out. If you want to roll out updates or install agents manually, you can do that, and that will all fall underneath the policies policies definition. So the policy name is still SentinelOne agent. Let's put the notes, Techie Tuesdays. Operating system, keep on Windows. Then you have the evaluation code here. I don't think there's anything you need to input up here. And then remediation code. This is where you need to input the information in terms of the file names for your agents or agent installers, and also the site token. I'm going to be using a group token. It acts the same as a site token. It just automatically moves the endpoints into the specific group that you want it to. You can see that you need to upload payloads. I already have them installed, but I'm going to show you how to find the agent installers. So go onto your Sentinel Management Console, go to Sentinels. You want to be in your site scope, and then you have access to packages. You can also see your site token here. I'm not going to be using the site token. You can if you want to, if you have dynamic groups that automatically move into different groups. But by default, you'll move into the default group, which you can just see right there. Let's have a look at the current agents, and I would recommend using MSI as being the most stable for me. You can see there's 32-bit and 64-bit, 22.3. Obviously, go with the most recent GA version that you have access to. If you're watching this in the future and 22.4 for Windows has came out, then obviously use that. I already have these downloaded, but the download button is just here. So you can actually configure it automatically to determine whether, or the script automatically determines whether it's downloading onto a 32-bit or 64-bit machine. This is where you'll need to put the file name in these in the quotation marks here, and in the 64-bit file name, and in your site token. So let's have them. I already have them installed. Firstly, upload the file. You have SentinelOne installer. This is 32-bit. Now my machine is 64-bit. I'm just showing you for an example. If you have any questions, this is live, and if you type in the chat, I can see the messages and respond to any questions that you have. Yeah, so it just takes a little moment to upload. And then let's copy the name from the 32-bit installer and paste it into quotation marks here. You need to do the same for 64-bit as well. 64-bit installer. And then let's copy the name. And then I'm going to access my group token, which acts the same as a site token, but it's just more granular for me. Go to group info and copy this. Paste that in there. I'm not going to select a schedule, but you can select a schedule if you would like. Obviously, if your device does not have an EDR solution on it or SentinelOne, I'd recommend rolling it out immediately. It's a massive security flaw to just be relying on, let's say, Windows Defender. I'm not going to configure anything here. I'm not worried about this. It's going to be manual. Force automatic reboot after worklet completion. This is something you can choose if you want to do. I would recommend this as SentinelOne needs a reboot for certain behavioral and dynamic engines to actually be enabled, and that's because of API hooking, and because it's a system level. It's a very low level running process, SentinelOne, with anti-tamper measures and everything. So recommend having this on. I'm not going to at the moment. I'm just going to show you simply how the agent installs, but I would highly recommend having the reboot enabled automatically. If my microphone is working, just double check with me. And yeah, so everything looks okay. We need to associate a group. I'm going to do this with the default group, and I'm going to show you what it would look like when you try to install an agent onto a device that already has SentinelOne installed on it, and one that doesn't have SentinelOne, which we're trying to target. So I'll associate, scroll back down, and then create policy. Then I'll run the policy manually. You can set up a schedule. And now here you can see you want to make sure that the devices are actually showing up here, because if you haven't selected a particular group, there'll be 0 devices here and it won't roll out properly. So what we can do now is run policy. There we go, run policy. And let's go to view activity log. It takes a few seconds for it to show up here. And we'll likely see the Automox agent using up a little bit of CPU. Okay, maybe not. So we'll just wait for a second. We can refresh this, and then you can see that the policy is being rolled out. So this is specifically, this is what the log would look like for a device that is a device that already has SentinelOne installed onto it. It will return compliance, Sentinel agent already installed. You can see this is the policy name that we chose, all logs compliant, and this is just what the PowerShell script will return to on the Automox management console. Let's see if we can refresh this again. I want to be constantly checking SentinelOne console. You'll see it show up here in just a moment. Yeah. And if you're currently watching and if I have any questions, you can send a message to the YouTube chat. I'll be able to see it right now. But if you're watching this pre-recorded, again, you can comment down below or get in contact with us at info@cybervigilance.uk. If you want to reach out to me personally, my LinkedIn is in the description. Just another refresh. And there you go. It's currently installing SentinelOne installer. It's detected that it's also 64-bit, so this isn't anything you have to configure yourself. This is part of the script, as long as you have selected the right name for the variable within that PowerShell script, obviously. And it's successfully installed the SentinelOne agent, and you can see there's actually 2, but it's showing up as 1. Let's do a quick refresh. And there you go. The endpoint is now installed with the SentinelOne agent. And obviously you can see pending actions because I haven't done a restart. This would be an example of where you'd actually have that force reboot enabled. But obviously you don't want to do that to anyone that has sensitive data open or hasn't saved their Visual Studio Code project or has an Excel sheet they haven't saved yet, because you don't want to run through with that. So yeah, you can see that dynamic monitoring capabilities will be enabled only after the restart, which is completely fine. And that is absolutely everything of how to install SentinelOne agents using Automox. It was really simple, really straightforward. Automox has the worklets catalog set out for you, and you can do this in mash. You can do this to thousands of endpoints, and yeah. So if you have any questions, you can get in contact with us at info@cybervigilance.uk. If you are interested in doing a proof of concept or trying out Automox, you can also get in contact with us and we can help you with that. If you would like to have a proof of concept with us for SentinelOne, we can also do that for you. Or if you want to see a one-to-one demo of SentinelOne, we have a bunch of videos on our channel about SentinelOne. We're starting to do some more Automox stuff as well, and seeing how the two solutions communicate with each other. So if you enjoyed this Techie Tuesdays, give it a like, subscribe to us, share it around, and yeah, I'll catch you next week. Thank you very much.